Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Ruel Bonganciso of Philippine Normal University, Visayas. And today, we will be talking about computer-assisted remedial reading instruction. I have to start my presentation with our objectives. The first one is, I want you to explain computer-assisted remedial reading instruction. The second one is, critically analyze the available online remedial reading instruction resources that suits the needs of a specific learner. And last one is, familiarize on how to create self-made computer-assisted remedial reading instruction. Now, what is computer-assisted remedial reading instruction, or CARI? CARI may refer to as computer adaptive instruction or computer mediated instruction. And CARI refers to instruction or remediation presented on a computer, which includes web-based lessons, smartphones application, and teacher-made instructions. Many educational computer programs are available online and from computer stores and textbook companies. They enhance teacher instruction, our instruction, in several ways, like using them to assist us in our remedial reading instruction. And perhaps because of pandemic, some of us, if not all, are all trained or were all trained how to develop instructional computer mediated lessons. What are the features of CARI or computer assisted remedial reading instruction? First is it is interactive. Computers capture the student's attention because the programs are interactive and engage the student's spirit of competitiveness to increase their scores. Number two, it can illustrate the concept through attractive animation, sound, and demonstration. And third, it allows students to progress at their own pace and work individually or problem solve in a group. Computer-assisted instruction moves at the student's pace and usually does not move ahead until they have mastered the skill. Fourth is that computers provide immediate feedback, letting students know whether their answer is correct. If the answer is not correct, the program shows students how to correctly answer the question. And fourth or fifth, computers offer a different type of activity and change of pace from teacher-led or group instruction. Computer-assisted instruction improves instruction for students with disabilities because students receive immediate feedback and do not continue to practice the wrong skill. However, there are challenges of computer-assisted remedial reading instruction. First is that if computer-assisted instruction becomes the predominant form of instruction for students, it has the potential to isolate students from peer and teacher interactions that can deepen learning and provide formative socio-emotional experiences. The socio-emotional experiences of the learner will be hampered because he may be learning alone with the computer. And we all know that computers do not give human emotion that would add up to the learner's learning environment. Second is that it may be a one-size-fits-all lesson. We need to be careful in choosing computer-assisted remedial reading instruction. Though CARI can be considered individualized instruction, if not carefully chosen by the teacher, this may be given to the learners with which does not fit their needs. Here are my suggested list for CARI. The first one is web-based programs. I know that there are a lot of web-based programs in the internet. I've chosen these three because I am familiar with this and I was able to use this one. The first one is you can browse the www.startfall.com. It offers a lot of activity for remedial reading program or for remedial reading instruction. The second one is YouTube lessons. There are a lot of YouTube lessons for remedial reading program in the YouTube, of course. And of course, there are a lot of smartphones application. The second one is teacher-made lessons. Using PowerPoint instruction. I mean, creating a remedial reading program through the use of PowerPoint. Another one is through the use of audiobook lessons. You can create your own audiobook lessons and then audio video lessons using PowerPoint. So here's the web-based remedial activity. This is the page of the startfall.com, and it has a lot of activities, and it is free if you're going to open this one, if you're going to explore this one. And the topics here ranges from K1 to K12. So you can use this one as part of your remedial reading instruction. Startfall is an early learning website featuring interactives, games, songs, and supporting resources for reading and math. The heart of the site is its reading program, categorized into 4 sections: ABCs, which introduces letter sounds through videos and interactive games; Learn to Read, which teaches some of the more common sounds through interactive games, books, and videos; It's Fun to Read, in which students learn to read in context; and I'm Reading, in which students read short books, comics, and plays. And of course, this is the YouTube page or YouTube website where it offers a lot of videos and a lot of instructional materials. All you have to do is just type the type of lessons that you wanted to have and search it, and you can download it and you can use it as your intervention activities for your remedial reading instruction. And the smartphones also offers a lot of applications which you can use for your remedial reading instruction. So there are applications for spelling, phonemic, and vocabulary skills. And one of those is a vocabulary spelling city. Makes spelling and vocabulary learning fun with game-based learning. This website and application or app offers many free literacy resources for teachers and students. The other one is the Rocket Speller, a fun iPad application for spelling. What's great about this app is the different settings that allow you to customize the difficulty of the game and differentiate your instruction with students. And of course, the Merriam-Webster application. Sometimes you just go back to the gold standard of reference materials. Gone are the days where you are going to bring with you a pocket dictionary or a handed dictionary. Today, a lot of students, a lot of practitioners, a lot of academicians are installing Merriam-Webster dictionary in their smartphones. And I hope you have also Merriam dictionary in your smartphones. The next one is applications that focus on sentence and fluency skills of the learner. The first one is Sentence Builder by AbiTalk. AbiTalk has many free and paid education apps available for students. I encourage you to browse their website and try out a few. Sentence Builder is a favorite because it's currently the only app which allows you to fully custom build sentences with your own words and pictures. Students can then practice sentence building exactly to your specifications. The next app is Frenzy. These trivia apps make learning fun with a variety of quizzing and gaming options. What's great about Frenzy is that They offer many different apps set by grade level, which makes it simple to find the correct one for your classroom. In addition to grade-specific apps, Frenzy offers a couple apps that help with reading and spelling. Each app includes 10 different learning categories, and there are over 1,000 trivia questions in this app. Now, let's move on with the smartphone's applications that focus on reading and comprehension skills. The first one is iBooks. If you have access to iOS devices, there are thousands of free books available via iBooks. Apple Books lets you lose yourself in a good story right on your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. You'll find classics, bestsellers, up and coming authors, and even audiobooks ready to download and enjoy. Students can also create their own ebooks with iBooks. And even in Android phones, there are a lot of ebooks applications which you can install in your smartphones. And these are very useful in the implementation of your remedial reading instruction. The next one is Storia. This app contains scholastic books, which if you have Storia in your phone, you can download the digital versions of the scholastic books in your devices. And right now, let us learn what are the teacher-made CARRI. How are we going to develop CARRI through a PowerPoint presentation? Um, there are features of PowerPoint presentation which can be useful in designing remedial lessons. The first one is it can project animation. Second, it can record a presentation with audio. And third, it can be converted into video lessons. And fourth, it has triggers and hyperlinks that allow the user to gamify the activities. This time, allow me to present to you the output of my students in my technology and language education class. I told them to create a digital story using the PowerPoint presentation. So here it is. I'm going to play this one.
The Green Bird. There was a green bird as green as a leaf that lived in a forest. He had a tail that bobbed up and down when he sang.
In the morning when the sun comes up, the green bird would sing a lively song. And when evening comes, the green bird used to sing sweet song to say so long, so long. Little green bird grew into a mighty one and found his love. He sang to his lady love, wait, 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 come here, come here. And lady love came. They built a nest on a branch. She laid 2 green eggs. She sat all day long until, tip, 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 the birdlings hatched from the egg and popped out. The green bird and his lady love fed their chicks until they were old enough to fly. One day, Greenbird got sick, so Ladylove went out to look for food. After 2 days, Greenbird called Ladylove, but she did not come. He called again, but still nobody answered. The next day, Greenbird felt good. He flew to the tallest tree in the forest and called for his love to come, but still nobody did reply.
After singing several times, he knew she would never come again. He soared into the blue sky, singing and singing to his lady love, waiting for her return.
All right. So that's the digital storytelling activity of my students. And probably your question is, how did my students do it? So I am going to show you a video also on how to
The
use
green bird.
PowerPoint presentation in creating a digital story. All right, this is a tutorial on how to create a digital story using PowerPoint presentation. Actually, I uploaded this one from the internet in the YouTube particularly. So I want to display this one. I have to show this one, and I hope you would be able to learn something from this. So let's play.
So you want to make an animated PowerPoint that plays like a movie? Maybe about a kitten adventure who wakes up on a rainy morning and wants to hide under the covers. Maybe about sports like pole vault or the triple jump, kayaking, or even ice hockey. Maybe about dinosaurs who are going through your hometown. I'll show you how. Own animated PowerPoint movie. You'll have to start with a new slide. Click on New Slide and choose the blank template. Then we're going to start by getting our background. In your animated PowerPoint, the background represents the setting of your story. Instead of right-clicking to format your background or even choosing a design, we're going to insert the background as a clip art. In this case, I'm going to make a slide about a horse and a farmer on the farm. So I'm actually going to search for a barn because I want my setting to be outside of a barn. This picture looks great. When I insert it, I'm going to resize it to fill the entire slide. That way when my slide is showing, as you can see here, the only thing you'll see is that background, which is the setting. Next, I'm going to insert my characters. In this case, it's going to be a horse. I want to find one that does not have a background included in the picture. That way I can move it on top of the background that I already inserted. I like this one. I'm going to move him where I want him, and actually in my animation I'm going to have him move towards us. So I'm going to start him kind of small, and he'll get bigger as he gets closer. I'm also going to find a farmer who will be working on the farm. Each of the characters should be inserted as their own clip art, and any objects that they are using that you'll want to move separately should also be inserted separately. I'm going to make my farmer kind of small. He's working in the background. Next, we're going to add animations to give action to our characters in the story. I'm going to choose the horse and come up to the Animations tab and choose Custom Animation. We can see that the custom animation settings are over here on the right-hand side. We can add several different kinds of effects. We can add entrances. The entrances make things appear in different ways. These are really fun, especially if you are doing a fantasy story, maybe with magic. We can also have an emphasis. An emphasis leaves your character or object on the board but makes it move or change in some way. In this case, I'm going to add the emphasis of grow and shrink to make it look like it's getting closer. Now I don't need it to get it quite as big as it said to, so I'm going to change the size to a custom size of 125. Now you can make things get very big or get smaller as they move away. It looks like I've inserted an animation I didn't want. If you get one and you do not want to use it, you can click on it and hit delete. Next, I want to make my horse move. So I'm going to go to the effect of motion paths, and I'm going to draw a custom path with a scribble. This allows me to draw my horse going anywhere that I want him to go. Now I see that when he was moving, he actually moved behind the farmer. So I'm going to right-click on my horse and bring him to the front. Now, when I play that, we can see that he's getting bigger and he's moving. Now I want him to move and get bigger at the same size to show that he's coming towards us. To do that, we're going to edit these animations. Right now they both say on click, but we want them to say with previous. When I play this, now they happen at the same time and it looks like the horse is moving towards us. That's how we do our animations. Next, we're going to add text to our story. To do that, we're going to go to the Insert tab and add a text box. You could also use word art for this. You want to make sure that your font color is a color that will show up on your background. One bright summer day, a horse had an idea. He saw the farmer working in the field as usual, but thought that maybe he needed a new adventure. Once you have your text box in, we're ready to do our narration. To do that, go to the Insert tab and then go to Sound and hit Record Sound. One bright summer morning, a horse had an idea. He saw the farmer working in the field as usual, but thought that maybe he needed a new adventure. And you can see here that it says my total sound length is 12 seconds. That's very important because we want to know how long to show our slide. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to call this sound horse. Again, you can see that my sound has appeared in the animation settings over here. And I want to go ahead and do a couple of things to the formatting of those sounds. So I'm going to click on the sound and come up here to Sound Tools and Options. I want to hide the icon during my show, and I want it to change it so it plays automatically. Now we can see that it is one of the animations just like these, but right now it's set to After Previous. I want to set this one also to With Previous. Now when I play this, they will all happen at the same time. If you want one of the things, either your narration or any of your actions, to happen later, you can right-click and click on Timing and delay that action. So in this case, I'm going to allow my words to start, my narration to start, before my animation. Now, my slide is done. Once all of your animations are set, then we're going to adjust the settings for our slide. In this case, we want our whole presentation to play like a movie. So we're going to change Advanced Slide and take off on mouse click and add automatically after. In this case, my narration was 12 seconds long, so I'm actually going to set this to 13 seconds. You may want to check and make sure all of your animations are also completed during that time. When you're all finished, it looks like this. One bright summer morning, a horse had an idea. He saw the farmer working in the field as usual, but thought that maybe he needed a new adventure. And that's the way you make an animated PowerPoint. The more slides you make, the more intricate your story. So have fun and enjoy your new project.
Alright, so that's the end. And that's how are you going to use this one, and that's how are you going to create your digital story. Actually, it's more on creativity. It's more on exploring the PowerPoint presentation. There are a lot of options in the PowerPoint presentation where you can use in creating your digital story, and this your creation of digital story would be interesting for students because when you tell a story and when there's a visual effect, then most probably our students would have to be interested to watch the story, to hear and to listen to the story created by or narrated by his or her teacher. And to end my presentation, I want you to think of this, that in selecting computer program or application for remediation, there is a need to carefully analyze the types and the content of the program or application that you are going to use in order to suit to the needs of your pupil or student. Second is that it is better to try out the computer assisted instruction to yourself before it will be given to the students. And always ask help from persons who are knowledgeable in computer. And lastly, never stop learning for any techniques in helping your pupils or students to develop their reading skills. And that would be all for today. Thank you so much and have a nice day, everyone.